Welcome back to the Analyst, the Athlete, and the Dropout. My name's Ben. I'll be your analyst today. Today's specials include a chopped sirloin steak meal, lamb chops, and 3 idiots recording on Discord. How's everybody doing today?
Good
Fantastic.
shit.
That was good.
Just
I enjoyed
wonderful.
drink my beverage here.
Beveragino.
Today's
All right, boys.
podcast is probably going to be similar to the last one, but this time with alcohol. Children, if you're listening, alcohol is bad. Don't do it.
And stay in
Do
school,
drugs, kids.
And
Yeah, stay in school.
Unlike me.
Bubs. Yeah.
All right. What are going to be the hot topics for today, boys?
Wait, to go back to my Beveragino comment, was that a commercial? Do you guys remember that?
Beveragino.
It was like,
No.
you guys don't. Oh no, that was a TikTok thing, wasn't it? It was like, are you in for a Beveragino? And then all like the middle-aged parents did it on TikTok. Am I stupid?
I don't know. I don't have TikTok.
I don't know. I've never seen it. So.
Fuck. Damn. Maybe it was just a fever dream.
See,
Bro.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just old. Like, I'm obviously the oldest person here. I'm like a month and a half older than Bubs, so.
In 15 years, and I'm still fucking looking for that house hippo.
Oh my
Jones,
god.
tell me you remember the house hippo.
Oh yeah, I remember the fucking house hippo. Dude, I made, not even gonna lie, I took a shoebox and filled it with like ground up paper and stuff so that like my house hippo, if he ever came, could live in that box.
Dude,
What was the point of those?
I don't know. I'm gonna look that up.
I don't remember what it was, what the commercial was for. I just remember the house hippo.
Hold on, I'm gonna look it up real quick.
If we have American listeners, then I can understand. There was a commercial. There was a commercial when we were kids, and it was, the commercial started, and it was this little tiny hippo, and he was like fighting a cat or something, and he was like pushing around like paper inside of like a house, but he's like the size of like a mouse, and it was talking about like, it like introduced it like it was a National Geographic thing or something. It was like the house hippo lives in his natural environment underneath the stairs or something, like just like wandering around your house or whatever. And it was like, now I'm gonna look up. Yeah, he only comes out at night or something.
I looked it up, right? And I've definitely done this before, but it's been like a few years since I did. Their stated intent is to educate children about critical thinking with regard to what they see in television advertising, and remind them that it's good to think about what you're watching on TV and ask questions.
Oh, but it didn't work at all because we all thought that there was house hippos.
Dude, like the bit with the hippo munching on a raisin, though, kind of adorable.
Dude, if you Google what is a Canadian house hippo, it says they are small creatures only about the size of a hamster, and chances most Canadians have one living in their household and don't even know it. They're nocturnal and make their nests in bedroom closets using lost mittens, dryer lint, bits of string, and anything soft, and they usually sleep 16 hours a day.
That's
bit's
amazing.
Still going. It's still going.
Bro, I want a house hippo. Oh, speaking of... Okay, this doesn't really have anything in common, but it just came to my mind. What are those little, like, robot pets that you can buy?
Like the Furbies?
No, not the Furbies.
Tamagotchis?
No, they look like a miniature version of Wall-E. And you can like charge them, and you can talk to them, and they'll interact with you, and you can play catch with them.
The ones that kind of like dogs or something? Do you remember those ones?
No, Ben, these are new. They're like little Wallies. They have little, like, they look exactly like Wally. They like pick up boxes and stuff like he does.
Oh,
but
shit.
they have like little AIs in them, and they learn and shit. What are they called?
But you guys know what I'm talking about, right? With like the dog-shaped robots.
Yeah, they're like iFit or iPad or something, right? Isn't that what those were?
I don't know, something like that.
Yeah, but I want to get one.
The iBabe.
Yeah, what happens if Apple made sex dolls?
Why did we go from house hippos to sex
Then
dolls? And
the
we're
vagina
gonna
is
talk.
sold
Bubs.
separately.
Bubs, it's called the Cosmo.
Yeah, Cosmo.
Hey,
It's like
if
a
Apple
little.
Jones, if Apple made sex dolls, then you would buy that and have to like buy the vagina separately for an extra
Yeah,
$170.
probably. Oh, for sure. And it would be called like the IV, like .1 or something.
The Eye Babe. You guys ever seen
Yeah.
movie 43?
No.
Once.
That movie was fucked. They had like commercials in the movie for like fake shit, and one of them was the Eye Babe, where it's literally just a naked chick pretending to be like some sort of robot, and it was meant to like play your music, but it had like boobs and everything, so people were like trying to like fuck it, but their dicks were getting mangled because there was like an exhaust fan inside the vagina.
Jesus.
And that, kids, is why you don't believe everything you see on television.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
are no realistic human-looking
Speaking
iPods.
Yo,
speaking
go
of
go into the memes chat. The robot's there.
That was kind of familiar, yeah.
yeah, one of those. I want one.
Yeah, it's called Cosmo.
Yeah, they're
Look
fucking
up how much
adorable.
they are.
That is cute. I just tried to open Chrome, I clicked on it, realized my computer is garbage, so this might screw with me a bit, and I'm gonna close it as soon as I can. Alright,
Yeah.
we're good.
Okay, so speaking of television stuff, have you
Yep.
guys seen the new addition to Disney Plus? Star, it's called.
I have.
Stars? No, is it hold on. There was a separate thing that I always saw on Amazon like Prime Video that was like Stars with a Z. Is that what that is?
No,
Oh,
that
shit.
the one on Prime Video, that's a TV channel
Yeah.
Okay, 'cause Stars,
that you can
on Prime
subscribe to.
Video, yeah, like Prime Video, you get a bunch of shit with it, but then there's also like branch off channels that you can subscribe to that are on Prime
Yep,
Video. One of them is
yep,
Stars, and it has a lot of good stuff on it. So
yep.
if like
It
if
does.
yeah,
It's got all the Die Hard series and all that. But okay,
yeah,
so this one is called Star. It's an addition to Disney Plus. They
mhm,
have they have a whole bunch of shows and movies that were not made by Disney, but if you have Disney Plus, you can go to Star and watch them. So it's got Die
okay.
Hard, it's got Butch and the Sundance Kid or whatever the movie's called.
Doesn't it have all the Family Guy too?
Yeah, it has Family
All of
Guy,
it?
all of it.
I think. Yeah.
Bro, because Netflix removed the first 8 seasons, and that's some
Yep.
prime
Yeah.
content there.
Yep, and it's got American Dad and what's that other? It's really inappropriate. Futurama.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
love
got
Futurama.
It's also got Kingsman. It's got a whole bunch of it's got a genre just for like westerns, military movies, stuff like that.
That's kind
By
of
the way,
So
sick.
we are not
that
sponsored
that
by
one
Star or Disney Plus.
no, we're just yeah.
Boys,
But
did you guys ever watch Futurama?
Not
yeah,
really, honestly.
yeah,
It was so funny. There was an episode
I
where
totally would.
the main character got like locked in an ice chamber for like 200 years, and they're already in the future. So he got like sent like 200 more years into the future, and he like I watched it like a long time ago, but I think he like walked out, and there was like different like injections for like if you like broke your arm or whatever, you could just go to like the corner store and like fix yourself up or something. And he was just like wandering around and he had like no idea what was going on. Or that might have been, you know what? It's been so long. That might be the origin story to how he got to the future. Honestly, now that I'm thinking about it, that might be how he got
That makes
into the
sense.
show.
Dude, you
Yeah.
realize the future is actually just gonna be a dystopian wasteland where everything is owned by Disney, right?
Hey, stop that.
It's true
You
though.
all gotta.
you stop that right now. I don't want to hear it.
Dude, they bought Fox, they bought Pixar, they bought Marvel. What's next? They're gonna buy everything because they keep bringing in revenue, trillions of dollars. They're gonna buy everything.
But they're making good content, so I'm really not
I mean,
that mad
they
about
are.
it, you know?
They they gave Spider-Man an actual good movie.
And like they're still keeping like the a lot of the same writers and stuff. Like it's not like they're taking well-known brands and like destroying them. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah, I know.
still have the boys making Star Wars and stuff. So,
dude, I know if anybody listens to this, there's gonna be people saying they ruined Star Wars.
I mean, like the sequels suck, but like, I mean,
Not
they
as
don't
bad as the
suck, but
prequels.
like, hey, that's a controversial opinion right there.
Hey, if you actually enjoy movies, you know that the sequels are better quality movies than the prequels. Not to
But
discredit what
also,
the prequels
yeah,
did for Star Wars, but the movies
yeah,
themselves were not good.
yeah.
We're
But
not
I
getting into a
mean,
whole Star Wars talk tonight, though. It's too soon.
Clone Wars though.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. The prequels opened the doorway for the Clone Wars TV show, but
Yeah,
the movies themselves weren't good.
Yeah.
They have their moments, just
I'm
they're
looking
few and
I'm
far
looking
in
forward
between.
to the Obi-Wan Kenobi show.
True. That was originally gonna be a movie, but then Solo flopped because people were like, "I don't want this, and it's not gonna be good anyway."
I like Solo. Solo was good.
I did too. Solo is fun. It's a fun
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, I completely agree.
Jones doesn't, but you know what? It's whatever. You're
that's
allowed
only
to have
because I know more than like the general person knows because like my uncle worked on the movie at the like beginning stages, and it's just kind of a piss off that they had because I know like at the beginning he was telling me that they really wanted to take like an unknown actor and like put him into the Han Solo role, and they had this really unknown kid that looked very similar to young Harrison Ford, and they didn't end up going with him because of some like bull crap that like they wanted to use a smaller actor, but then like some of the board of directors or whatever didn't want to. They wanted to use the guy that they ended up using, and then they ended up going with that guy because the money comes from them or some
well,
stupid stuff like that. But
another reason might be, I think I know the guy you're talking about. Like I've seen like a video of him. He looked like Harrison Ford when he was younger. He sounded like him, but maybe he like wasn't actually good in the actual shit. You know what I mean? Like you can do
yeah,
a
but
movie just to
my
look like
uncle
Mahomes
told
all
me
day.
that yeah, my uncle told me he was like pretty good, but like because they had him like because it was him and then this guy, I'm pretty sure, like, and they just like were doing basically like a competition as to who was going to get it, and then everyone was like, well, obviously the young Harrison Ford looking kid's going to get it, but then like a lot of the I don't even know who was the investors or something were like, no, we want to use this kid because he's more well known or something.
You know what though? I'm not mad about it. Alden Ehrenreich was good. Obviously, he doesn't look or sound like Han Solo, but the way he delivered his lines and the way he acted, it felt like Han Solo. It didn't look or sound like it, but it felt like it, and that's the most important part.
Fair.
That's like, you know,
I
with
can agree
the
with that.
prequel, it's like the prequel X-Men movies. Does James McAvoy look or sound like Patrick Stewart? No, not really. But he kind of
But
feels like him, and he's a good actor.
yeah, you know what? Good point. But the thing is, I think my perceptual problem with the Han Solo thing is that we saw young Harrison Ford play Han Solo already, and then we saw old Harrison Ford play Han Solo, whereas like we didn't see like a younger X. You know what I mean? Like he was going from really old X-Men to really young X-Men, so there was like a big gap in there. You know what I mean?
Sorta, yeah. Like the
Yep,
main problem I have with
I get that.
the main problem I have with the Solo movie is that it doesn't really lead the character to where we see him in A New Hope, you know what I mean? Because instead of being like gritty, do
Yeah.
whatever it takes to survive guy, they kind of show like small elements of that, but for the most part, he's just like a really likable guy that just like tries to help people. And like there's a small
I
gap
mean,
between that and A New Hope, but they don't really do much to bridge to A New Hope at
I
all in
think they
terms of
left
the actual
it
character.
open. Yeah, I think they left it open to make more content because, like, of course, they put the Darth Maul part in there and all that. I think they left it open so that they could put more Han Solo content in between. Um, but then,
Man,
of course, it didn't do well, so they're probably
any
not going to.
anybody who hasn't seen the Clone Wars and watched Solo is probably so confused by the ending there.
Oh yeah.
They're like, "Wait, what the fuck, Darth Maul?"
Well, I literally saw a
Felt
TikTok,
legs.
and it was like this. It was like this guy, and he was like, ask me questions about Star Wars and I'll answer them. Like, he was like just a Star Wars guy on TikTok, and somebody's question, and he did like a whole bunch of videos answering questions. And one question was, if Darth Maul was in Solo, does that mean that Solo takes place before a Phantom Menace? And I was just like, oh my God. Like that, like, but then my realization was that there are people who aren't complete fucking nerds like me and don't watch a ton of it. So they were probably like, oh, I guess Han Solo's like super old then because he lived through like all of the prequels and stuff and all that. And I'm like, holy shit,
Yeah.
that must have sucked for them.
Yeah, it must suck not like if you haven't seen the Clone Wars. It's a great show. It's some of the best Star Wars media you can actually get your hands on.
Definitely number one in my opinion.
Like it's up there with like the original Star Wars and Empire. Like it's
Yeah,
that good.
Wait, sorry.
it is.
What is? I was daydreaming.
The
No,
Clone Wars
you
TV
always
show.
daydream.
Clone Wars
The
TV show,
Clone Wars is, yeah.
Oh yeah.
but
No.
not the Clone Wars movie.
I mean, it leads into the TV show, so like
Yeah,
you should
I'm
watch it, but
I'm
like it's
thank
not great.
I'm
I don't
thankful
know.
for
I'm
the
a big.
Clone Wars movie, but I don't like it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big Revenge of the Sith fan. I really like
I
that movie.
I really like parts of it, but then
Yes.
it's
Yes.
all the
Sorry.
parts in between that really weigh it down.
Mhm. Mhm.
Like, it still has, like, all the problems of the first 2 prequel movies, but there's a little bit less of that and some other cool shit.
It was also in an era of let's make movies really long. Um so that they're like we captivate the audience. But the thing is that like it got into the later part of that era where like well, I guess it was like in the middle, but like movies were just like so long and that you could totally tell that the writers were like, okay, we want to make this 2 hours and a half minimum. So give me what you got. And then the writers were like, oh, well, we only have like an hour and a half of like good content. All right, boom, we're gonna put an hour of filler in and it's gonna make sense.
Yeah, like, an hour and a half is a perfectly acceptable runtime for a movie.
Yeah.
The problem with the prequels is that, like, with the originals, George Lucas created it, but he had a whole, like, bunch of teams of people that were helping him with it and everything to help him, like, realize his vision, and it worked out really well. And when the prequels came along, people were just like, "This is George Lucas, he's a legend, so we'll just go with what he says." So, he just had a bunch of yes men around him, and he wrote the dialogue, and he's not a good dialogue writer and everything like that. Like, he has the vision, but he needs the other people to help him make that a reality. But the people didn't actually do that, they just went along with what he said. So, the finished product didn't look as good as it could have.
Mhm.
And Dave Filoni blessed us with Clone Wars.
Yes, absolutely. And Jon Favreau blessed us with The Mandalorian. Not like he was the only one doing it, obviously, but
No,
Jon Favreau
Okay.
is a legend. Jon Favreau,
he's very
absolute legend. He
yeah.
helped bring us The Mandalorian, Iron Man, some other like small acting parts in other good movies.
B.
I like him.
Yeah.
All right. Controversial, I think, in the Star Wars sense, maybe to some people, but Star Wars Rebels was not a bad show.
I have a good opinion on this because I can see it from both sides here.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
I was
Anyone
like,
watching
okay.
this? Bubs used to talk about Rebels all the time, and I would shit on it constantly because I watched like 3 episodes of it, and I was like, this animation sucks. They canceled Clone Wars for this. This is
Yeah.
stupid. I'm never going to watch this. And then I watched it. I was impressed.
Yeah. Like, it's a pretty good show. And like, okay, the fact that they canceled Star Wars Clone Wars for it is obviously upsetting, but now that we have the rest of it, I'm okay with it. It's a pretty good show.
Yeah, I can definitely say it was. I guess I went into it with low expectations, so that
Mm.
probably helped it as well. But also, like, there is a lot of filler in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope that fills in, and it's really nice to see like some of the
Yeah.
content filler. But Ben, you haven't watched it, have you? Oh,
Ben,
where'd he go? Where'd he go?
what happened?
We'll let him figure it out. But yeah, Bubs, what do you like about Rebels?
Just okay. What I haven't watched it in a long time, so I'm probably gonna forget. Oh, here we go.
Any boy?
Ben.
Oh, he's lagging.
Oh,
We love Discord, boys.
I've been lagging tits. Hold on. I think I'm good now, though.
Yeah, you're good.
Star Wars Rebels, right?
Yes, we were talking about if you've seen it or not.
I haven't seen it because, well, first of all, they canceled Clone Wars and started Rebels, so I was kind of salty about that. But
Yeah.
also, from what I've heard, there are some really good episodes, like maybe like a season or two that's really good, but then like some other like really annoying shit, and it's a lot more like directed to children than the Clone Wars was. So like,
Yeah.
not like I'm totally against watching it, and I don't think that I would like hate it, but I just like haven't really cared enough to watch it.
The first season, you really get that like band of like friends put together, like children's show vibes. But after the first season, it really gets more into the lore because it is still Dave Filoni. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like he gets more into the lore of Star Wars, and it starts explaining more about what happened in between Revenge of the Sith and A New Hope, and that's when it gets good. But like the first season's like introducing you to the characters and stuff, and it's a little childish, but it gets a lot better after that.
Yeah. What I really like watching in it is what's the main character's name again? I haven't watched it in forever.
Ezra.
Yeah, Ezra. What I really like seeing is Ezra battling through the light side and the dark side.
Yeah.
And then coming out on top. And yes, I like seeing that.
It gets really edgy and he shaves his head.
Mm-hmm.
from what I've heard, Ezra is an annoying little bitch.
First season, yes.
First season, oh my god.
After that, he's like not bad.
Okay, well,
His little blaster lightsaber, that shit's something else.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, okay,
also,
so Ben, if you didn't know, Ezra's first lightsaber he makes, it's a blue lightsaber, but it's got a trigger that is used as a blaster as well.
that's kind of cool.
So like, and you see Kanan Jarrus use it in one of the episodes.
I've heard he's pretty cool. I've heard he's a cool character.
I love him.
Yeah.
But in one of the episodes, he how do I explain it? One of the episodes, he uses the lightsaber that Ezra makes to fight off one of the Sith, whatever they were called, the Escabators or whatever.
Inquisitors.
Inquisitors.
Dies.
Thank you.
And he dies.
Cap.
No, Cap.
Spoiler alert, I know he dies at some point.
Yeah, but he uses the lightsaber that Ezra made in the way it was made to be used, that Ezra never uses it as, and it's just cool to see him switch from using it as a blaster to then switching it back and using it as a lightsaber. It's really
but every time he pulls out the blaster, I just think to myself, how uncivilized.
Yeah. All right.
Ewan McGregor was a huge bright spot in the prequels.
Just a bright spot on my life.
Honestly.
Yeah.
And he was in Black Hawk Down.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And he was in Jack the Giant Slayer.
He was in that.
And he was like the main character in that newer like Winnie the Pooh movie, like Chris.
That made me that one touched my heart.
I didn't watch it, but is it like super wholesome and everything?
It's so wholesome.
Maybe I should watch it then. I love wholesome content.
Yeah, but he is in Jack the Giant Slayer, and him in that movie is hilarious. I love that.
He's pretty cool in that movie.
Okay.
Hello there.
the fact that the guy that plays Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean is one of the giants in Jack the Giant Slayer made that movie so much better for me.
Dude, he's a
Go
huge.
forward, straight into the abyss.
Are
Hey,
you mad?
That guy's a
What? You
huge
afraid to
star.
get wet?
I think his name is. I don't remember what his name is, but like, he's a huge actor in England. He's
No,
in
he is.
like,
No,
he's
a
in all those
huge
like
actor.
Sean Penn movies and everything.
Yeah,
He's a
he's a
big
great
name actor.
actor.
Yeah, he's a big name actor, especially in England.
All right. Okay. I quickly want to ask: have you guys seen Tenet yet?
No,
No.
Okay, then we're not going to talk about it yet.
because I think we mentioned it like once or twice, like when we were just like chilling on COD or something, and I think I said I wanted to watch it with Jones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not going to talk about it yet. Then, but once you boys watch it, I want to talk about it and get into it because it's a really good movie.
Oh yeah. Also, I realized that like near the beginning, I was like, "Yeah, we're not talking about Star Wars yet. We kind of talked about Star Wars, but not nearly as in depth as we can."
No, which is why I want to change things up a little bit and talk about a different hot topic.
Oh yeah. Do you have a hot topic for us?
Well, okay. I do have one. It's short. I'm gonna use my phone to search up some more shit about it, so then we can learn more about it. But,
Okay.
Johnny Depp's ex fiance or ex wife, ex girlfriend or whatever, I forget.
Ooh,
What's Amber
fuck
Heard?
that bitch. Amber Heard. Fuck that bitch.
Okay, hold on. We don't want to get super controversial here, right? We want to piss
Hey,
people off. But
hey, I don't care, dude. You saw the news that came out like a month or two
yeah,
ago or something,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
What
But
an
news is
awful
news.
person. What an awful person.
Yes. Okay. I'm not going to put in my thoughts about it because I don't want to piss people off because news is news. We don't know the whole story, right?
Hey.
But apparently, you just wait a fucking minute there, mister. Apparently she might be going to jail. Why? I'm not sure, so I want to search that up on my phone real quick. So you boys
um.
can talk about it if you want. I'm just going to search it up on my phone and figure out what's going on.
Okay.
I
So
just want to
basically,
say love to Johnny Depp real quick because that
yeah.
man is a living legend.
There was quite a while there where people hated Johnny Depp because of the accusations she leveled against him. She claimed that he abused her, and people were like, "Oh, fuck Johnny Depp, what a terrible person." Came out, big facts, she was the abuser, she did terrible things to him. I think the world owes Johnny Depp an apology, and I think Amber Heard is probably an awful person.
I mean, if that is
Okay.
true,
Okay.
then completely fair.
Yeah, but like the media is so quick, and like literally just society in general. Woman says she's being abused, everybody's gonna believe it because that's sort of like when it comes to abuse in a relationship, that's sort of the norm that everybody just goes along and says like, yeah, the guy was abusing her, because yeah,
Just like Sean Oakman.
unfortunately, it does happen very often.
Okay. So
But
this is
women are also abusive, and that should be recognized amongst more people.
okay. So I don't know if this is. I just searched it up. I'm just reading what came up first. It's from trinikid.com, and it says if the court of law proves that Heard had faked her injuries, she will face jail time for 3 years for falsifying evidence. The possibility of jail time for Heard means that there is little chance she will portray her character Mara, I forget, in Aquaman 2.
You know what? That makes sense. If you're going to accuse somebody of shit that you did instead of them, that's fucked up. And like when it comes to something as serious as like abuse between partners, physical, mental, like whatever, you should get shit for that. You should be punished because you're trying
Yeah.
to ruin somebody else's life by doing terrible things to them and claiming that they did those things to you.
Yep. Okay, so not only could she end up so apparently if she does get charged for falsifying evidence, she could end up paying Johnny Depp upwards of $50 million. and could also face a 3-year sentence as well.
I mean, the whole thing is terrible, honestly.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, you just don't want to see people treating other people that way.
Yeah.
Like it honestly sort of blows my mind that you can treat somebody else like that and then just go, "Hey, they did this, they did all this shit to me," and try to get them in shit. Like I don't know what goes through your mind and how selfish and just like insane you could be to do that.
Yeah. So, oh shit, my
I
chair
think
on top of my charger. There we go.
I think Johnny Depp is gonna buy $50 million worth of rum with that money.
Why is the rum always gone? The rum won't be
Why is
gone if you
the
buy
room
$50 million
always
worth.
full? Yeah, but that's what's going on right now with Johnny Depp and Amber Heard.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, at the end of the day, we can't actually know the exact truth of what happened
yeah,
because
yeah,
we're really
exactly.
just relying on their statements and everything.
Yeah,
If there is hard evidence against either one of them, then we kind of have to take it. But like, it goes back to at the beginning when she accused him of stuff, people just kind of took it as fact. And then when it kind of went the other way around, we are now taking that as fact. We don't know exactly what happened. I'm on the side of I think that she made up that shit and that she was actually the abuser, but we can't know actually for sure. So I guess we'll wait and see.
yeah, yeah. Like, there's a lot more evidence of her abusing Johnny Depp than Johnny Depp abusing her. Because there was only a couple photos that she gave to the judge, and Johnny Depp had videos of it.
Yeah, didn't
Had,
she like
Also,
fucking
Pirates of the Caribbean, better movie than Aquaman.
I
So
mean, but like at the
fa-
same time at the same time, pretty much all of the DCEU movies are pretty bad.
you know how I know they're bad? I didn't even know they were called the DCEU.
Yeah, like Wonder Woman was okay. It gets a little bit
I
more
liked Wonder
praise than it
Woman. Wonder
should.
Woman was
It was good until like the last bit, and then it was just like, okay, then it just kind of turned stupid. But for the first while, it was pretty good. Aquaman, I heard was like okay, it was one of the better ones, but that's not saying much. I know, Batman v Superman was bad because I watched that one. I
Yeah, I
heard,
wasn't a
I
fan
heard,
of that.
yeah,
They
I heard
rushed it
Justice
too
League
much.
wasn't good.
They rushed it way too quickly. Hey, the guy who played the Flash for Justice League, the like, they made the Flash look like a fucking clumsy idiot.
I mean, there was a whole TV
Like
show with the Flash
he was.
before the movie, and I heard good things about him. So I don't know.
Yeah, okay. In the movie, or not the movie, the show, The Flash. It was really good. I really enjoyed that. I watched that on Netflix for like a couple months, like 2 months. Yeah, it was really good. And then they played a different guy for the movie, and it just looked really odd.
The biggest problem with the DCEU is that the people making the movies and producing them don't know shit about the characters, and that's the biggest difference between
Yeah,
Marvel and DC.
yeah,
Like,
and they're rushing the movies too much because like for Marvel built before they like had the Avengers and all that. The reason why people were so excited about to see the Avengers is because they built up each character
they
in
did do that.
different movies
Yeah,
to bring them together. What happened with the DCEU was that they just put out a movie for like a couple of them and then just mashed it all in one and just
yeah.
popped it on a plate
Like
and served it to you.
that is also part of it. Like they had Man of Steel, but then they just went straight into Batman v Superman. They didn't actually introduce Batman in his own movie.
Yeah,
But like,
exactly.
yeah,
Like if they built it up like Marvel did, I feel like would have been a lot more people interested in the movie, and they would have had more time to properly prepare.
That is definitely one thing, but also I think the main thing is what I said before. I'm not trying to do my own horn, of course, because I don't actually read comic books or anything like that. I'm taking this from somebody else. But the people who make Marvel movies actually care and pay attention to the source material and the characters. Like you
Yeah,
see,
yeah,
like a lot of what has to do with the characters in the MCU is actually relevant and accurate with what you see in the comics, with minor changes, of course, because like not everything is going to translate properly. You have to appease people. Like the first two Thor movies didn't do that great, and they turned him into a
yeah,
kind of a goofball in
yeah.
Ragnarok,
Okay,
but
like
it was super entertaining. But the thing is, they actually care. Whereas you take somebody like Zack Snyder, who just cares about like the visuals and how his movie looks, he doesn't
No,
actually
wait a
give a
minute.
shit.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead,
His
Jones.
cut of the movie is coming out soon.
Then
His
we'll see.
his his vision of the movie is coming out soon. The one that went to the theater was not him.
Okay.
The
Well, I
Schneider
think
cut is coming out soon.
we will see how that is then. But from what I've seen, like he kind of seems a little bit lost when it comes to the characters. Like I think when it comes to Marvel, they actually like read through, they actually know their shit. Whereas DC, they kind of like just Google it and find like certain comics to look at, and they don't really look at the whole character. They just look at like certain shit and they go based on that. Like Superman in the movies right now is like a stoic, serious guy, but in the comics, he's just kind of like friendly guy. He hangs out and he jokes around with people and he's just super nice.
I
yeah.
haven't seen any of the I have not seen Wonder Woman, Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman, or Justice League, or Aquaman. So I actually have zero opinion on all of this. But
I
all I have to say is that Christian Bale is the best Batman. Mic drop.
He has the best Batman movies. Like Batman Begins and The Dark Knight, probably the best Batman movies. Dark Knight is up there with
Bale
some of
does.
the best movies of all time, not just superhero movies.
Well, okay. Wonder Woman, I enjoyed a lot. Wonder Woman was really good.
Wonder Woman, I went into it with somewhat high expectations because of all the shit I heard. And I was watching it and I was like, it's not that good, but it is good. And then I went to
Okay,
like the final battle and everything, and I was like, okay, it just like devolved a lot in the final bit. But I'm not trying to take away from it. It is a very important movie, and it's not a bad movie by any means.
okay. One thing that I didn't realize until someone posted a TikTok about it. That I'm switching over to Marvel Universe real quick.
Okay, that's cool. I like Marvel better anyways when it comes to like
Yeah.
movies and shit.
So apparently, the principal for the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies
Yep.
is the same actor that played in the Captain America World War II movie.
Yeah,
Same
because it's
the
his like
the same
grandfather.
Asian the same Asian actor that played uh on Captain America's squad or whatever, or platoon,
Yeah,
if you would.
y-
And
yeah,
then in one of the scenes in Spider-Man, in his office, you can see a photo of the same actor dressed up in his World War II uniform.
yeah, exactly. Actually,
I thought that was really cool.
yeah, it is really cool. Robbie actually sent me a video like on Instagram or something about that. And it was like, holy shit, like same actor, it's like the same character or something like that. And I was like, no, if you look in the background, you see a framed photo of the guy from the Howling Commandos from Captain America: The First Avenger. That's his grandson. And I think that is
That's
really cool. Like it's not
I think
a
that's
like
what Bugs is talking about.
yeah,
Yeah,
it is what he's talking
yeah, yeah.
about. Like I'm just
It's the
kind of
same thing.
relating
He's
that.
just adding on to it.
Yeah, I'm just adding on to it because like Robbie was like, holy shit. And I'm like, yeah, like that's his grandfather. Like I kind of knew that already, but like it's not something I noticed myself. I kind of saw that somewhere else.
Yeah,
So I'm
I
just trying
didn't
to toot
notice
my
it
own horn or something.
until some kid posted it on TikTok, and it was fucking mind blowing to me.
Yeah, it's actually really cool
Uh,
because it's not a major character. They're not trying to do anything major with it. It's just like, oh shit, that's cool. And I think that's how you should do something like that.
alrighty. Yeah, yeah, I agree. Okay, what do we think about Daddy Woo?
Who?
Oh,
Daddy
oh,
Woo. Jimmy Woo.
Can
Jimmy
What?
I get some
Woo,
context?
Jimmy Woo.
All right. And have you
The
seen the
the
Ant-Man
Asian
movie?
guy and the Asian guy in Ant-Man and WandaVision, the detective.
Oh shit, dude, I love that guy. Like the actor, I love him, and even the character. He's a fun guy. Like in Ant Man and the
Yeah.
Wasp, that movie wasn't like the best when it comes to like Marvel, like MCU movies, but it was kind of fun. And I thought he was like a good part of that fun. Like and like
Okay,
the
and okay.
actor himself is a fun guy.
One reason that this is another reason. This is just an example of one of the reasons why I think Marvel is doing so much better than the DC EU is because okay, in the Ant-Man movie, you see Jimmy Woo and Ant-Man Paul Rudd on house arrest, right? And Jimmy Woo comes to visit him, or they have to do a search. And the way Paul Rudd, or the character he plays, greets him is he does a little magic trick, right?
Yeah,
And then in the first time you see Jimmy Woo, in
In
WandaVision,
WandaVision.
he does the exact same magic trick that
that's kind
Paul
of
Rudd
sick.
or the character Paul Rudd played Ant-Man does to greet
Yeah.
this other agent from this other division called Sword, like knockoff of Shield, shit like that.
Well, Sword is a completely different thing. It's not a knockoff of Shield. I mean, I don't
Yeah,
really read
it's just
comics, but
it's
it is a different branch of government.
yeah, yeah. It's
Well,
but
Shield's gone now.
see, yeah, but seeing that really, seeing that was really interesting and cool to see to me to see how, but not how Jimmy Woo progressed, but how they tied everything in.
Yeah, that kind of goes back to
Marvel
what I was.
and Marvel has done that so much better than the DC universe has. That's why I think Marvel is doing a lot, or one of the reasons why Marvel is doing a lot better than
Yeah,
DC.
that kind of goes back to what I was saying before. Like I'm just saying, like the people behind the Marvel movies just care a
Yeah,
lot more.
yeah, exactly.
And like if you like actually talk to people who like read a lot of comic books and stuff, they'll like a lot of them really like the DC comic books. Like there's some good shit in there. It's just
Yeah, there is.
mov- they just don't really translate to movies because they don't have people who really care behind it. Kevin Feige, who's always been behind the MCU sort of, he's just like Marvel's guy now. Like he kind of controls comic books now too. I don't know if you guys have like read that anywhere or anything, but like he kind of does that. So he I think what he's doing right now is he's sort of testing stuff out in the comics to see how it'll do, to see if he can put it in the movies.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because like right now in today's age, the MCU movies are definitely a better source of people and revenue and fan base than the comics. Before it was just comics, obviously. But
Yep.
now like the movies are so huge. So now that Kevin Feige is in charge of both, he's been doing a lot of stuff with Thor in the comics, and I think that's probably going to translate to the MCU.
Yeah.
Just happy Thor's not going to be fat in the new movie.
True, because we all want to see Chris Hemsworth abs.
Yeah, that's the only reason we watch Thor.
Hey, I mean
Yeah.
he's shirtless in all of them. I can actually
Just
remember a
no.
scene from Dark World, but he probably was at some point.
Okay, but Chubby Thor was fun to see.
I can remember a scene from Endgame where he's shirtless.
Hey, honestly, I think that in Endgame, you know how he had Fat Thor, he's dealing with depression and PTSD. The way he was portrayed was really good and accurate, but I think they made like one too many jokes maybe about it.
Nah, I think honestly there was really good acting in Endgame with all the PTSD and all the like trauma, and I think that is kind of underrated in the whole movie. But I think
Yeah.
that the comedy effect of Chubby Thor was pretty funny. I think I don't know. I think they made him a little too fat though. You know what I mean? Like
No, I
I don't
think
know.
they did it really well. So the thing is like he had PTSD and he's like and depression, and when you first encounter him, he's put on weight because he's been sitting around for so long doing nothing but drinking beer and eating junk, playing video games. He hasn't been taken care of, and he acts like he's fine. until Professor Hulk says the name Thanos, and then he just immediately shifts, and he's like almost crying. He's like, "Don't you ever say that name!" And throughout the whole movie, you see good shit. Like you see like an accurate depiction of depression and PTSD. And honestly, another extension of the accuracy is all of his buddies. Just guys being dudes. They're gonna make jokes. I'm not mad about the fact that they made jokes because that like dudes would do that. They'll be like, "Yeah, I know," but they'll still they'll still crack some jokes here and there because that's just how people
Like
act.
when they make the
But
cheese
then
whiz
there
comment.
was just like one comment is exactly what I'm talking about when I say I think it was one joke too many.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay,
All the
but
other ones I'm fine
like
with.
as as Jones was saying, the way they portray like the PTSD and the depression and everything is really well done because it kind of shows you uh what like really not really happens, but like what could happen after a large battle or a large war, which not a lot of
That, yeah.
movies have done and everything, and it shows you they do a really good, really can't speak. They do
You
a
never
really
can.
good job at showing that. There we go. Got it
Yeah,
on.
I think that one moment that doesn't seem huge just in the context of the movie, but in the context of his state was when they kind of went back to Asgard, like toward the Dark World sort of area, and
Just gonna
he
say when he saw his
yeah,
mom.
no, when he was reaching out to Mjolnir, and
Well, that
then
too.
when Rocket was like, "What's he doing?" and then his mom was like, "Oh, it takes a minute," and then he caught it, and he looked happy for once, and he says, "I'm still worthy." That was huge, and I don't think enough people
Yeah,
recognize it.
yeah. That's like him proving to himself that he's still a good person, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like when
he
he
said
calls Groot tree and he calls, what does he call Rocket? Rabbit?
rabbit.
Yeah.
Talking
That's
rabbit.
funny. Talking rabbit. Tree.
And
This is my new
yeah,
friend Tree.
and in Endgame, like, the guards are like, "Get that rabbit."
Yeah.
But no,
Even
anyway,
like in, what is
yeah.
it, Guardians 2 when Star-Lord calls him a trash panda and he goes,
Yeah.
Is that worse? And he goes, oh, it's so much worse.
He's like, "I don't really know what that means," and then Star-Lord, like, he kinda, like, looks at somebody and like, "It's worse. It's so much worse."
Yeah. Yeah, but I feel like they did a very good. Marvel did a way better job tying in all their movies than DC did and everything.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
And
Okay,
WandaVision is a captivating show.
I
oh.
haven't watched the latest episode that came out.
You should.
What was the one before that? The 70s?
The '80s.
Okay, then I haven't watched two, so I need to
I don't know,
catch up on.
the '70s episode and the '80s episode are pretty, like, similar in terms of aesthetic. I don't know,
Well, okay, the last one I watched was the 70s, and then I'm pretty sure the latest one was the 90s.
Yeah, because it was like a Modern Family Office kind of theme.
Okay.
yeah. Did
Okay.
you see the Halloween episode?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, I think that was the second last one,
Yeah, so you're just one behind.
Okay. Good. 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 Good.
and it's kind of a big one, Bubs.
Don't
Yeah,
spoil nothing,
it's a
boys.
huge one.
Oh, I'm not.
It's a huge one, and I'm not going to spoil anything, but a lot of the stuff caught me off guard.
Dude, everything in that show is huge. Like, it just keeps
Yeah,
you on the edge of your seat wanting more. Like, they're so good at just, like, making you keep watching.
I'm just watching for good old Daddy Woo.
And there's, like, a
I
whole
just
10.
hate.
I hate,
Yeah,
like, the end where you're just, like, if you look at, like, the runtime remaining, you're like, "Oh, shit, there's still, like, 15 minutes left for, like, fucking 5 minutes more content." The credits take
Okay,
up so
yeah,
much.
yeah, yeah. Why are the credits like 12 minutes long?
Yeah.
Like,
They're
like, like,
teasing
like,
you.
like 7 minutes I can understand, but like a 12-minute long credit. Jesus
Yeah, they
Christ.
just, like, run the credits super slow.
Yeah. Okay, you guys talk about your shit. I'm gonna take a quick washroom break.
Alright.
I was just gonna say I
I'm
hate
homeless
how.
bitching for an hour.
All right. I was just gonna say how I hated when it started and everyone was bitching that like this show sucks. Like, why am I watching like a sitcom like about Wanda and Vision? Like, I don't want to watch this. This is stupid. And I was like, Okay, but like it's gonna develop. Like you don't understand. It's setting it up right now. You don't like. Oh, it ticked me off because
Dude,
I was
even
just
after
like, you people just don't understand.
yeah, no, like, before it even started, I was like, WandaVision? I don't know how like, really interested in the show I would be. But then I watched the first episode because like, you were watching it, you really liked this, so I was like, "You know what? Maybe it is really good." And so I watched the first episode, and I was like at the end of it, I was like, "I gotta keep watching." I have so many unanswered questions.
Yeah,
There was, like, 3 or 4 episodes out when I first started watching. So I was like, "I
yeah.
gotta keep watching this." It's not, like it's sort of a as advertised, but there's just so much more to it.
I just like how it's actually like important to the MCU and it's not like Agents of Shield or whatever, where it's just like a
Yeah,
random show. Like this stuff, like what's gonna happen in this and Winter Soldier and Loki is gonna be canon and it's gonna be like all like you're gonna need to know this before you watch like Doctor Strange or Spider Man, right? Because this is all going to be multiverse stuff. So you're going to have to know what's going on. And I really like that because, like, a lot of these, like, TV shows that get based off movies are just like little adventures that happen along the way. But this stuff is like captivating, like, important story details.
it is important, but, like, that whole multiverse thing, I don't know if that's true because you notice, because Bubs isn't here, spoiler alert, if for anybody watching that hasn't seen WandaVision, the fly that you see, they make it very prominent. Did you
Yeah.
notice that? In
Yeah.
the comics, you see a fly as the first time you see Mephisto. He first takes form as a fly in the comics.
Interesting.
Okay, I'm back.
But you can't call the next Doctor Strange movie Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. You know what I mean? Like, we know
Yeah,
it's coming.
we
And we
do know
know
it's
that
coming.
Tobey
Okay,
Maguire and all of them are going to be in
We don't
Spider-Man.
we
So
don't
have you guys
know.
seen the
It's
new
like Tom
title?
Holland shot that down. Tom Holland shot down the rumors of Maguire and Garfield being in the next Spider-Man, so we don't know for sure, but it's probably gonna be there, I think.
but
I
they're
I
in the
mean,
cast, and Jamie Foxx and the Doc Ock from the first Tobey Maguire film are both confirmed to be in it. So
okay, so it'll probably happen, yeah.
they Tom Holland and like Sony and all that have been teasing a lot on social media about what's gonna happen, but apparently they have posted the official title of the next movie.
yeah, yeah, we watched it
It's
earlier. Ben and I watched it earlier.
yeah,
Well,
which is Spider-Man No Way Home. Is that it?
that might
Yeah,
yeah, but that might be it because Tom Holland posted one, and it was like Spider-Man Phone Home, and then Zendaya posted a different title, and then the guy who plays Ned posted a different title, and
Which
finally
was
Tom Holland
which was a Spider-Man Home Wrecker, which I thought was
yeah,
hilarious.
that was one of them, and so, like, you get a bunch of, like, conflicting ones, and then Tom Holland posted, like, today or yesterday, like, all 3 of them were in a video together, and it said, like, "Spider-Man: No Way Home." So it kinda seems like it's the title, but do we know for sure?
I
Which
think
okay,
so.
we
I think it
don't
is, but I don't know.
know for sure, but we have other uh we have like IGN and like a couple other people, or not people, but like companies saying that that's the official title.
It probably
But
is.
that's going off of their word and not Sony and Marvel's word. You know what I mean?
I
Yeah.
just love how they keep teasing Tom Holland about him leaking the first or
I
the
know.
second.
Yeah,
It's
Which
yeah,
is
so
hilarious.
funny.
because he was
So
talking
funny.
he was on, like, a talk show or something, and then he said something like, "Oh, yeah, like, when we were filming Spider-Man 2," and then he was like, "I mean, wait, what? I guess you know now there's a Spider-Man 2."
Well, he did that, but he also was on live. He leaked, I think it was a poster, but the poster had the
Yeah,
name on or
the
whatever. And
poster.
he was on like Instagram live and he was like, "Oh, I just got this envelope from the Russo brothers." And he like opens it up and he's
No,
like, "Look at
it
his
was from
poster," or whatever.
it was Mark Ruffalo that sent it to him.
Right, 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 right.
And he's like, "Oh, wow, that's so cool." And I looked at the back and it's like, "Private, don't show anybody."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Shit,
He's like,
shit,
"Oh,
shit, shit, shit."
that's funny."
You know,
Well,
he and Mark
there
Ruffalo
was
told
a
stories for spoiling shit. Have you
yeah.
ever seen, like, the talk show? It was Mark Ruffalo and, for some reason I'm blanking on the name, but the guy who plays Rhodes now, like War Machine.
Oh, oh,
Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle.
yeah.
It was them, and they were on a talk show. and they were talking about like Infinity War or something like that, and then
Tiny guy's big now. Tiny man is big now.
no, like Mark Ruffalo was like, "Wait till you see this one, everybody dies," and Don was like, "Dude," and he's like, "Oh shit, like, am I in trouble?" And he's like, "Yeah, probably."
Well, there was footage of a girl. I don't even know what show it's on, but it just came out a little bit ago because it wasn't live, so they didn't air it. But when the show finally did come out, they aired it because she spoiled a bunch of stuff. But
Yeah.
she's a younger actress, and she's probably like in her she's probably like 16 or something, and
I
she's
know what
on,
you're
I think,
talking about. Yep.
she's with Jimmy Kimmel,
Yep.
and she talks about someone dying or something in the show, and then like Jimmy Kimmel looks at her and he's like, "Did that happen yet?" And she goes, "Oh, I just are we live? What did I do?" And he's like, "No, no, no, we're not live. It's okay." And she's like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god." And she's like freaking out.
You know what else Mark Ruffalo
There,
did?
there, there was one. There was one of those for like the Game of Thrones, wasn't it?
Maybe that was it. Maybe that, yeah,
I
because it
think
was
that was
it's
it.
the chick that plays the young queen or whatever in Game of Thrones or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Wait, the
yeah,
ginger
yeah.
chick?
And Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Kimmel was like, "You can't say that."
Yeah,
Was it
yeah.
the was it the British ginger chick?
No, it was,
Oh,
I
okay,
don't know. It
'cause
might
she
it might
plays
not
Jean
have been
Grey
that
now.
show.
'Cause she plays
I'm
Jean
not
Grey now.
sure.
But, like, anyways,
I'm pretty sure
Mark
she was
Ruff
blonde.
Mark
Yeah.
Ruffalo also, he was going to, like, the premiere of Thor: Ragnarok, and they were like, "Yo, can you do, like, a Instagram live or whatever?" He's like, "Hell yeah." But he had never done it before, and so he was, like, living everything, and then he got into the movie, and he turned his phone off, but he didn't know that the live was still going on, it was just sitting in his pocket. So, like, 20 minutes into the movie, someone came up and, like, aggressively poked his shoulder, and they were like, "You gotta turn your phone off." He's like, "What?" And she's like, "You're on Instagram Live right now. You're showing everybody the movie."
Jesus. Well, it would have just been the audio.
Yeah, but still, it's like the first, like,
Yeah.
20 minutes of the movie.
I mean, the audio is half of the movie.
It is.
Whoa, half of the movie's what?
Dude, no way.
Hold on. I'm gonna take a quick, 2-minute break, if that, and you guys chat.
All right. We have gone over an hour, so if we want to wrap up soon, we can, or if we want to keep talking and have a longer podcast than usual, let's keep her going. But
Let's go till 9. So we'll go like 15 more minutes.
okay, sounds good.
For all our listeners, if we have any, Mr. Dropout here is working again, which is a accomplishment in itself. So
Yeah, thank God. I was getting pretty down there in the bank account.
yeah, getting pretty bored too. You watched everything on Netflix, so
Yeah, there's nothing else to watch on Netflix. Oh my God, I am so pissed off. Okay, so I already told you, Jones, but for the people listening, so what I've been told is that Netflix came out with a Viking mythology anime.
right.
And right now I'm really into anime. I haven't watched some of the really popular shows that I should watch, but
You gotta watch the rest of Attack on Titan.
yeah, and One Piece. But what's going on right now is Netflix came out with a Viking mythology anime about like the Vikings coming to England and everything. And I can't watch it because it's only in America right now, I believe. Because I keep on going on Netflix and searching it up and I can't find it.
Just get
Yeah,
an
that's
IP.
bullshit.
Just get an IP lock
A
Yeah,
VPN.
which I want to do. But
or a
apparently,
VPN. Yeah. That's what it is.
apparently in the second season that's going to come out is that Eivor from Assassin's Creed, which is my which was my favorite video game series, which is Assassin's Creed. Apparently, Eivor from the Assassin's Creed Valhalla video game that came out last year, or I believe, is going to be in Vinland, the new anime the new anime that came out. I can't watch it, which is really pissing me off.
Just get a VPN. They're like $1 or like they're stupid cheap, and you can change it to like whatever location. Like so you can set it so that
ExpressVPN.
yeah, you can set it so that your phone or your iP or your tablet or whatever, your laptop thinks it's in like Australia or like the States or whatever, and then you can watch like Australian Netflix or US Netflix or whatever.
Yeah,
true.
Disclosure, I'm not telling you to do that, but yeah.
Yeah, dude, just watch a YouTube video. Guaranteed, one of the YouTubers you watch has like been sponsored by a VPN, whether it's Nord or Express, and you can get like a discount on it.
Yeah, that's true because I already know one of them that does it.
Yeah, dude, Cody Co, Noel Miller, I think King of the Fourth Quarter, bunch of people.
I think of sponsors. I think of Honey when they're all like, "Use Honey."
Yeah, no, the one I saw that was sponsored by VPN was Alex Steele, and you guys probably haven't heard of him. He's
Sounds familiar.
a YouTuber that does blacksmith stuff. Like
Okay.
he's right now one of his episodes is about him making a sea monster handle for a dagger, and it's like an octopus handle for this dagger, this pirate style dagger, stuff like that. And he's made giant like knight shaped swords. He's made a ring for he made the ring for his like fiance and stuff like that.
That's cool.
She's very open about, which is really interesting. And
yeah, dude,
he was
imagine smelting your wife's wedding ring or engagement ring.
Exactly.
That's
exactly.
badass.
It's really cool.
She's like, "How much did this cost?" I don't know. However much the materials cost, and I made it myself.
Yeah, like he turned a certain amount of like gold and a diamond into the ring for his fiance, which goes by so much more than what he bought it for, you know?
Yeah, that's actually really cool.
Yeah, so I'm subscribed to him because I like watching that shit. That stuff's really cool to me.
So there was something that I want to talk about on here. It's almost old news now because it's been a while since we recorded. But it's something. It was from like a press conference or interview or something with Draymond Green. I don't know if you guys know what I'm talking about right off the bat. It was
No
about
idea.
it was about the disparity or the difference between how a player gets treated and how an organization gets treated when it comes to like trades and shit. So he basically said things like James Harden wasn't like wanted to move on from the Houston Rockets and he requested a trade. And like, yeah, we all recognize the fact that he kind of phoned it in for the couple games that he played for them. But people castrated him for that. They got so mad at him because he requested a trade. But then when a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers says, Andre Drummond, we're looking to trade him and we're going to sit him out until we do so, nothing happens with that. Like Anthony Davis, when he requested his trade from New Orleans, he got fined $100,000 or something like that. But then a team can go out and say, we're looking for options for either a buyout or a trade for Blake Griffin, and nothing happens with that. Nobody gives a shit. And it's stupid. Like
Yeah.
the players are either like slandered or like they get fined or people just like disrespect them for shit. Like Kyrie Irving took a few games off because like he said he was taking a short leave for mental health reasons and people got mad at him for it. It's like, what? You've never had to, take a short break and been like, okay,
Yeah.
you're not in the right mindset to do this. Dude, I just don't
Yeah,
understand.
or like you've never had to take like a mental day, I think.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I don't understand. Like, and there's a lot of people like a couple years ago now, DeMar DeRozan came out and he came out about his depression, and a lot of fans of the NBA were like, "What do you mean you have depression? Like, dude, you make millions of dollars every year. Like, how could you be?"
Yeah, which doesn't
It's
matter
deeper
because
than that.
you don't know what other people are going through in their life.
Yeah, it's way deeper than that. And really, you should be focusing on how that helps other people. With DeMar DeRozan, when he came out with that, that gave Kevin Love, another NBA star, the opportunity and the confidence to come out and talk about his anxiety. And then there's a lot of people still going like, "Well, you make millions of dollars a year. Like, what's wrong with your life, dude?" The phrase "money doesn't buy happiness" that has some roots in reality. Just because you have
Yes.
a lot of money doesn't mean you are unable to feel. We are all still human beings. So when Draymond was talking about how, these people request for trades and then fans get mad, they say that they're phoning it in, they get mad at them and just like saying that they're not good and all this shit, and players can get fined, but then teams can go and do whatever they want and nothing happens. It's awful. It really is.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Yeah.
like they're treating the
Because
players it's like they're treating the players as commodities or items rather than the human beings that they actually are.
yeah, I 100% agree with that. Because like you could have someone who's next to homeless but extremely happy, like they feel like they're in the prime of their life kind of thing, and someone who makes millions of dollars is in a terrible household. Like you know what I mean? Like uh whether their loved ones are being abusive or something like that and they're really depressed about it, or they just grew up with anxiety.
Yeah. Like,
So
And
like
this got really deep. I was about to say if I had millions of dollars and I was sad, I would just go buy a boat. But I
well,
mean,
that's
no.
that's
Hey,
what sailboat?
yeah, sailboat, sailboat.
well, here's the thing
What?
about that though. If you buy a boat, it might bring a little bit of entertainment to your life and shit, but it's not gonna make you truly happy.
Like
Agreed.
sailboat.
Yeah, like you could have all the money in the world, but no one to share your life with, kind of thing, and that could be very depressing to you.
Yeah, like,
And then someone who has next to no money but has all the loved ones that they could ever wish for and be extremely happy, kind of
yeah,
thing.
or even there could be people with, like, next to no loved ones, no home or anything, no money, but they're just happy to be on the earth.
Exactly.
Like, part of it comes down to your mindset or maybe just the way your brain is wired, maybe that you're going through some shit. Not everybody is able to see into your life, and they just look at
Yeah.
face value.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the same thing. So
And it goes deeper than that too. That's a huge problem in just society in general. Someone comes out and says like, I'm having like a really tough time mentally and all this shit. Somebody's, like, well, at least you have that, as if they're trying to sort of devalue the way that person's feeling. It's like, you shouldn't say, well, at least you have this. Just be empathetic.
I saw a
Understand.
funny meme the other day, and it said,
Jesus. Okay.
it has to do with this. Shut up. And,
Okay.
Okay.
it's like a millionaire. Money doesn't buy happiness, and then it's like poor person. Well, then give me your money then, and it's like millionaire. But yeah, I totally get where you guys are coming from. Like
Okay. So
the psychology behind all of that is completely complex, and money
yeah.
Yeah.
is can't,
It
it
is.
depends on the person, right? Like people value things very differently.
Yeah. I know that, like, I do definitely value my money, as I'm sure you guys know. I'm
Yeah.
not like a super cheap person, but I'm a little stingy when it comes to what
Yeah.
I spend however much money on. So, but like, if I like got like millions of dollars, that wouldn't automatically make me like, the happiest person in the world. Obviously, I'd be super excited and shit, but it wouldn't really change the problems that I might have in my life.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what
Like
money could solve? My sailboat problem.
You
true.
could. Also,
We
boats are constant maintenance.
it doesn't. It's a sailboat. It doesn't matter. It's a
Sailboat.
sailboat.
Boat
Yeah,
That's all
cleaning.
I gotta say.
and like my mindset on money and shit is that like I really don't care whether I live in a $1 million mansion or I'm still living in an apartment when I'm like 40, you know?
As long as you got some place to stay.
Yeah, exactly. As long as I like I'm living life how I want to live it, I can't complain.
Yeah, as long as I got a place to stay, people to care about, I'm pretty much set. Like
Yeah, like if I like having a mansion and everything and a really nice car is that's amazing and stuff. Like whoever has that, good for you. I like in the moment I just don't care whether I drive a 2005 Honda Civic in like 2030, you know what I mean?
yeah,
Live in an apartment still. As long as I'm living life the way I want to live it, I'm I'm happy.
yeah, um, it makes
And
perfect
that
sense.
and like for people who like have $1 million mansions and really nice cars, they may not be living life how they would like to be living it.
Yeah,
Even with all the money in the world, they may
it's
not be
like
living the way they want to be.
it's like people are happier if they're working a job that they care about but aren't making as much money. They'd be happier doing that than working a job that they hate every day and making a lot more money.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Make that point.
Yeah, if you're like if your dream job is like driving a fucking garbage truck all day, and instead of making $1 million and just don't fucking worry about it, drive a garbage truck all day. What you want.
True.
Very true.
It,
Time is
that
it?
that just made me think.
I
It's
know
about 9 o'clock. That just made me think. Like this guy was talking and he was saying like, "God damn it, I'm lagging again." All right, no, I think I'm good.
you're
No,
good.
this guy was like, "I want to try something badass." And I was like, "Oh, like buy a Hummer." And he's like, "No, no, like too many people have a Hummer. I want something that's like unique to me." So he just
Yeah,
started driving a cement truck around.
yeah, like that's awesome.
He's like, "So I just started like I've been driving a cement truck around for the past few weeks."
Yeah, like
Savage.
that's awesome. I
Pour
respect
cement
that.
on all your enemies.
Yeah. You don't like this guy? Get your buddies, throw him in the back, just start driving around with the fucking thing rolling around.
Yeah. All right. So we're running up pretty close to our time here. So, boy, if I may, I would like to do the outro now. Or do we have anything else we'd like to talk about?
I'm good.
How long have we been going? I haven't really been paying attention.
Just over an hour, like an hour
All
and
right.
like 15 minutes.
All right, that's
17.
cool shit. Yeah, that's good
Yeah.
shit.
All right.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I guess we're done here. So whatever time you're listening to this at, I hope you're having a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever it is. Hope you're having a great time, and we will see you in the next episode.
And if we don't see you, good morning, good evening, and good night.
Good evening and good night.
See
All
you,
right.
everybody.
See ya.